In a peaceful village nestled near a deep, whispering forest lived a clever young girl named Lila. Everyone knew Lila as the village's detective. With her trusty notebook, curious mind, and heart full of kindness, she solved mysteries big and small, always ready to help her animal neighbors. One morning, Lila awoke to something strange. The forest was silent. Normally, her mornings were filled with cheerful birdsong, but today, not a single whistle filled the air. She peered out her window. A bluebird fluttered past, but made no sound. Lila's eyes narrowed with suspicion. Something wasn't right. She stepped outside, her notebook in hand, walking through her flower-filled yard, listening carefully. Birds flew silently overhead. Even the breeze felt unsure. She met a nightingale perched beneath a tall oak. The poor bird looked sad and clutched a tiny note in its beak. It read, "Our whistles are gone." Lila promised to help and headed to a clearing where robins, owls, and sparrows sat together in silence. No one could sing. No one knew why. Deeper in the forest, Lila found a small finch resting on a bed of leaves. Beside it lay a broken wooden whistle, cracked in half. Lila knelt beside it, using her magnifying glass to inspect the scene. Near the whistle, she spotted claw marks in the mud and a trail of feathers leading deeper into the trees. She followed the trail to a giant hollow tree and climbed its spiraling wooden ladder. At the top lived a wise old owl with spectacles. He welcomed Lila into his cozy tree home filled with books and glowing lanterns. The owl pulled out an ancient scroll, illustrated with drawings of magical bird whistles and their history. Lila leaned in, eyes full of curiosity. This mystery was bigger than she thought. As the sun began to set and the forest filled with shadows, Lila moved carefully through the trees. Peering through her binoculars, she spotted a raccoon-like figure in a green cloak darting through the treetops. A shiny object glinted from the pouch on his side. She gave chase, running through the underbrush, leaping over roots and dodging tree trunks. The wind rushed past her face. Leaves swirled in the air as she followed the mysterious figure. Eventually, she reached a waterfall. Behind it, hidden by ivy and moss, was a cave. Using her flashlight, she spotted a trail of feathers leading inside. She stepped into the cool, rocky darkness. Inside, she discovered a cluttered underground workshop. Wooden whistles, feathers, tools, and blueprints were scattered everywhere. And at a workbench sat the mysterious figure, a raccoon named Milo. He turned with wide eyes, surprised but not angry. Milo wore a patchy green cloak and looked exhausted. Tearfully, he explained his story. Milo had been trying to create a universal bird whistle, a special invention that would help all birds sing together, even those who had lost their voices. But the whistles he made kept breaking. He didn't want to scare anyone. He just wanted to help. So he'd taken the others to study them and try to make something better. Lila listened carefully. She didn't scold him. Instead, she said gently, "You should have asked for help. But your heart was in the right place." Together, they came up with a plan. Milo would fix the broken whistles and return them. Lila would help him design a better one. They worked side by side, tools neatly arranged, the cave now filled with quiet hope. The next morning, the sun rose over a joyful forest. Birds of every color sang from the trees. The air was alive with sound again. Lila and Milo stood on a small hill, smiling as the music returned. That afternoon, the whole forest gathered for a celebration. Animals danced and sang. The wise old owl gave Lila a carved wooden medal in thanks. Milo stood beside her, a shy smile on his face as the animals cheered. And from that day on, whenever a mystery stirred in the woods, everyone knew they could count on Detective Lila and now her new friend Milo to solve it with kindness, courage, and clever thinking.